Hello, it is Thursday, September 11th, 2025. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving a crossword with what might have a bit of a tricky theme, tricky or complex or interesting or intricate. And this tricky or complex or interesting or intricate edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Michael Tamburino, Mike Williams, and as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. Their generous support, of course, keeps this channel going, sustains this whole thing. And for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to them. Thanks to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon. If you'd like to do so, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find bonus videos available to patrons, and for benefactors like those I've just mentioned, there's the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thank you so much to everybody who supports the channel in that way. All right, and it's Thursday, which is my busiest morning, so I'm going to get right on to solving this. It's a Thursday-themed crossword by Gia Bosco, who's constructed around half a dozen puzzles for the New York Times. It's a Thursday crossword, so the theme probably will be unusual in some way. We'll find out how soon enough. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Let's start solving. Okay, city with a view of Mount Vesuvius. I feel like I should be able to just immediately answer this, and yet it's not coming to mind. Semi-aquatic amphibian. Semi-aquatic amphibian. What would, in 3 letters, what would that be? I don't know. Resembling. Mom, dad insists, but not bro. That's interesting. Took a shine to. Is this Naples and this is liked? I think this is probably Naples. Let's see. City west-northwest of Tulsa. I have no idea geographically if this is the case, but a city, an Oklahoma city, I think, that comes up occasionally in the New York Times crossword is Enid. Is there any chance that's what this is? Let's see. Seinfeld roll. Yes, Seinfeld roll is Elaine. Okay, good. Well, that's something. Semi-aquatic amphibian. I mean, is it a newt? Could this be a rebus? I don't. WT would be a weird way to start another word. Handheld communication device. Oh, walkie-talkie. Huh. Okay. Walkie. Oh no, it is. Well, okay. I really didn't expect that to work out, but it is WT. Look at that, because the newt is NEWT, and then a handheld communication device is a walkie-talkie, and we'll spell, we'll sort of duplicate this answer once with each of these 2 letters. So walkie-talkie. There we go. Great. Okay. And if you're wondering what I've just done there and why I've got W and T in the same cell, there is this rebus function. You can see it's a button here on the web version, and it's a button on the virtual keyboard on the phone version. You enter that, and you can type many letters in a single cell, but we don't need that many. We only need 2 today. W and T. Oops. Sorry about that. And how do you know you're meant to do that? You just have to infer it. But I would say on Thursday is the day when it is most likely to occur. It won't be most Thursdays, but it'll be more likely to happen on a Thursday than any other day. Maybe a Sunday as well. Occasionally, a Tuesday or Wednesday. Very occasionally. And you just it needs to be a case where nothing else really works without that. And that's how I felt here. Certainly once I put in, I just sort of started putting in walkie because we had this K and I, and it made sense to me. And then I'd already thought about the idea of a newt as a semi-aquatic amphibian. And then it all worked. So there we go. That's how we got there. Great. Well, so what's this then? Oh, resembling, a la. Right. Okay. So that's like the French for to that are sort of in the style of. Okay. So what are mom, dad, insist, but not bro? Oh, palindromes. Right. Okay. It's nothing to do with the meaning of the words. It's that they read the same in either direction. And bro does not, unlike the others. So what are dangers in the Hurt Locker for short? Right. That's the Catherine Bigelow film about improvised explosive devices, disarming them. So IEDs. Okay, and if one handles something, one sees to it. Jam, if you're in a jam, you're in a bind. Anti-racist movement since 2013 for short, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Microdosing substance could be LSD. I don't ever remember what LSD fully stands for, but that's obviously the answer. Dance pioneer Duncan. I don't think I know the answer to that. We'll have to come back to it. Simpson, nay, Bouvier. Oh, is this Marge Simpson from The Simpsons? Yeah, I think I have encountered that as her sort of maiden name before. Okay, this could be Isadora or Isidore Duncan, maybe. Back-to-back sporting events with a hint to the answers to the italicized clues. Double headers? Yeah, that would work. That would make sense because we've got the kind of header to the word, the first letter of the word. We've doubled it up with another letter. That might be right. What about this? Organic fertilizer is... don't know. Marinara tomato. Roma tomato. You might make a tomato sauce, a marinara sauce with those. Butter from a farm. A ram, right? I actually encountered this. This is so ridiculous, but I was at an event last Saturday. It had nothing specifically to do with crosswords, but there was one crossword sort of talk or panel at it about solving cryptic crosswords. We sort of solved the audience. We solved the cryptic crossword collaboratively, and I remember that there was butter in that clue, meaning an animal that butts, a ram. And so I just encountered this exact pun the other day, butter from a farm. You think they mean the dairy product that comes from a cow, but in fact, they mean an animal that butts, a ram. Okay, a pair of words that are usually contracted. Are not, often contracted to aren't. So this does look like Isidore or Isadora. One laying a foundation is a mason. So laying a foundation of a house, for instance, laying down the bricks. So dance pioneer Duncan is indeed Isadora Duncan. Okay, I don't think I know who that is. Oh, and guano is the organic fertilizer. Yeah, droppings. Okay. Ready for an emergency, say. If you're on call, a doctor might be on call, ready for an emergency. And a plethora is a lot of something. Graycoat in the Civil War would be a rebel, member of the Confederacy in the U.S. Civil War. Blowout would be a rout, a complete kind of destruction. So we haven't encountered any more of these yet, have we? How many? Did it say how many of these there were? No, it just says the italicized clues. Right, okay. I hope I haven't sort of blown past any and put in some incorrect answers. Checkout is... could mean checkout as in reserve, like a book from a library. It could be checkout as in observe something. It could be checkout as in totally check out from affairs. In other words, to kind of stop paying attention, but I don't know which. Leonard, who helped develop calculus. I'm sure I sort of know who this is, but I can't think. That's annoying. Tick-borne affliction informally. Not sure about that either. Kind of surgeon, an oral surgeon, perhaps? Cassava, e.g. A melon, yeah. Okay, so what's the tick-borne affliction informally? Not sure. This might be an italicized clue. No, it's not. I'm so accustomed to the sort of longer clues being themed, but nope. Vices that are best abandoned. Something habits, nasty habits. Oh, Lyme disease is the tick-borne affliction. There we go. That'll be correct. So what about this then? Check out. Oh, you could test. Euler, or I think Euler is actually how it's meant to be pronounced. But I think growing up I always pronounced it Euler, but no, Euler. I think Leonard Euler, who helped develop calculus. That's definitely right. Okay, So anyway, you check something out, you test it, and then lash mark, a welt left on your body after you've been lashed. Longtime portrayer of TV's Captain Pierce. So Hawkeye Pierce from MASH, that's Alan Alda. Material with a coarse weave. I'm not sure. What about this? Came unglued. Something came unglued. It went off or something? No. Still haven't seen any more italicized ones. Get cranky with fatigue, maybe. It'd be funny if there were just the one in the whole puzzle. I'm certain that will not be the case. Get cranky with fatigue, maybe. Don't know. Material with the coarse weave, not sure. Long hyphen, an M dash. So called because it is the length. It's in a given typeface, it'll be the length of the letter M as opposed to an N dash, which is the length of a letter N, the width, I guess I should say. Minuscule. Oh, here's one. Minuscule in cutesy lingo. Teensy weensy. That also would be T. That'd be TW, whereas the other one was WT. I wonder if that's a coincidence or if that's relevant somehow. So this would be TW. Yes, material with the coarse weave, tweed. Right, of course. So yes, things can be kind of connected to the theme. Well, things can be affected by the theme even if they're not actually part of it, such as this, which is not an italicized clue, but still is affected by one. Okay, great. So teensy weensy. No, wait. Oh, wait, with Y's. Okay, yeah, teensy weensy. That must be right. Okay, great. H. This could be eta in the Greek alphabet. Oh, this doesn't look good. Is this an N dash in this case? Came unglued. I think of a long hyphen as being an M dash. I mean, an N dash is longer than a hyphen, so maybe that's what it means. Because you've got a hyphen, which is short, then you've got an N dash, which is a bit longer, then you've got an M dash, which is, I guess an M dash is kind of a double N dash, in sort of usage terms. So, oops. So maybe it is an N in this case. Came unglued, went mad? Like a person came unglued? Grandma in Gloucester. Nan, grandmother in sort of British English. There we go. Okay, if you get cranky with fatigue, maybe you need a nap. There we go, like a baby. Steamy place, a spa. You betcha. Yep, you might say, or yup. No, yep, because went ape came unglued. There we go. So someone is just losing their temper, I suppose, in this case. Total. Stark, I don't think that's right. Total situation, or to total a car, or the sum, I don't know. Sound in a horror film. Shriek, what about this? The briny is the sea. This is sort of a, I don't know, kind of quaint or poetic way of referring to the sea, the briny deep. Sound in a horror film is a shriek, I think. Archangel in Paradise Lost. Is it Uriel? Total. Yeah, it could be, because sum up. I don't know if that's right in this case. No, it's not. Sum to, if the numbers total this, they sum to this, because approves could be okay. Something one might slice. Something shot, like a ball, a slice shot, I don't know. Powerful ones have resolutions less than 0.1 nanometer. Microscopes. Yeah, that must be right. Okay. I don't know what it means, but it's to say a resolution less than 0.1 nanometer. 0.1 nanometer, wouldn't it have to be sort of per something, or would it? Does it mean, when it says resolution less than 0.1 nanometer, it means you can sort of distinctly observe something less than 0.1 nanometer? That must be what it means. Okay. Treats as a sprain. You might ice a sprain, like an injury. So I think this is Uriel. There we go. Okay, great. So there's our archangel. And then something one might slice. A tea shot? I don't know if that's right. Hi, hi, right. So our first hi is in caps because it's abbreviating Hawaii. And then the second hi is the clue. So aloha, saying hello in Hawaiian or in Hawaii. So what is it tee shot? I don't understand what this means. Does it mean like hitting a golf ball off of the tee? A tee shot? Yeah, you could slice that, I guess, depending on how you hit the ball. I think that's what that means. Lush. A sot, a drunk. A lush. There we go. Dune buggy, e.g. in brief. Oh, I misspelled aloha, sorry. I put aloho, which is absolutely incorrect. So a dune buggy is an ATV, an all-terrain vehicle. Video surveillance letters. Yeah, okay, this was T-shot. I don't know why I was so reticent about that, but the video surveillance letters are CCTV for closed circuit television. You know, it's got a local recording of an area. Curved shapes are bows, or not sure. Courtroom figures are DAs, district attorneys in the U.S. legal system. Turner of Rock would be Tina Turner. And then time for a trip to the laundromat. Huh. Laundry day? This isn't. No. I was wondering maybe one of these has a double letter of rebus, but neither of them does, because neither is italicized. Curved shape. It feels like it must be bows. Time for a trip to the laundromat. What does this mean? Wash up? I don't know. Sorry. Out. Shoo. Get out of here. I am blank. One-time reality TV spinoff. I don't know. Alternative to Gain. Tide. I think these are both laundry detergents. Region of South Dakota. Not sure. Author who created Heffalumps and Woozles. A. Milne, the author of Winnie the Pooh. Youngest of the Bronte sisters, Anne Bronte. So what's this? I Am Kate, one-time reality TV spinoff. Okay, I don't know who that is in this context, but it seems like it's right. Region of South Dakota. Oh, the Badlands. I have heard of that. Never been there, I must admit. Medieval entertainer. A bard. This will be a doubled one, right? So yes, flashiness is razzle dazzle. There we go. Very good. So good rating for a Bond, AAA. And then non-combat region in brief is DMZ, the demilitarized zone. Cheney of politics is Liz Cheney, U.S. politician. And I think we've looked at everything else in here. Yeah, we have. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have 4 of these, one in each sort of quadrant of the grid. So I think we've got one more that'll be over here somewhere. Philosopher David, who wrote A Treatise of Human Nature, David Hume. There we go. A classic philosopher. And then nursery rhyme character known as Lil Trill in Denmark. I do not know this. I do not know Lil Trill, I don't think. Do I know it by a different name? Oh, maybe it's Humpty Dumpty in kind of English language nursery rhymes. Humpty Dumpty, right? Okay, I wonder. Oh, did it arise in Denmark? Is it Hans Christian Andersen or something? I don't know. But that's a good fact. It's a good fact to know. So there we've got Humpty Dumpty. So we've got our final doubled letter, our final double header, I should say. Okay, right. That's how this works. Time for a trip to the laundromat is wash day. We do have enough room for that answer. And then current, I mean, I didn't have wash day in mind, but I was thinking this just didn't seem like there's enough room for a good answer. Current measure, ampere, is a measure of current in physics. Guest freebies are comps, bringing a person, get a free ticket to a thing. Prefix with lingual or lateral, trilingual or trilateral, so 3 languages, or you're sort of having a 3-way negotiation. Answer with a salute, yes, sir, and then Your Blues is a song on the Beatles' White Album, indeed. Okay, so there we go. That was the Thursday crossword. Okay, well, this is one of those where, if you haven't solved many rebuses, I think this would be a tricky puzzle, for sure. But if you have frequently encountered them, I don't think it's too bad. Because some of them, once you get the crosses in here, I think with, for instance, walkie-talkie, or I think this would be true of teensy weensy as well, for instance. It just, once you've got these crosses, it's so clear what this needs to be in some form or another. So you might not immediately jump to it working this way, but something has to work. So I think this felt like a reasonably approachable version of a rebus puzzle, I think. But let me know how you fared with it. I mean, there are always people who have never encountered this before, totally understandably, because why would you have if you don't solve a lot of these crosswords and are confused by it? But that's how today's worked. Double headers. We've got 4 of them: a walkie-talkie, teensy weensy, razzle dazzle, and Humpty Dumpty. Very good. A nice Thursday theme, I think. And that was that. That was the Thursday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know, as I said, how you fared in the comments or the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Nice friendly chat community linked in the description field. And consider subscribing to the channel if you've been enjoying this on YouTube. I'll be back tomorrow for a Friday crossword. I'm fairly confident in saying there will be no rebuses in that puzzle. So join me for a potentially tricky, themeless crossword. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.